When solving a word problem that involves a system of linear equations, you need to do the following. First, read the problem multiple times if necessary. Rarely can you read a problem one time through and just know everything. It's always a good practice to go through it a couple times to make sure you didn't miss something. Second, express what is given to you in the problem as a system of linear equations. Third, solve the resulting system using whichever method you believe to be best. Whatever you think is easiest, solve it that way. It will always be the right answer if you do it correctly. Fourth, answer the question that is asked within the problem. So once you have your numbers, answer the question in context to what's being asked of you. So a department store sold 56 shirts in one day. All short sleeve shirts cost $13 each, and all long sleeve shirts cost $20 each. The total receipts for the day were $903. How many of each kind of shirt were sold? So let's start off with establishing what goes where. So X and Y. So I know that all short sleeve shirts cost $13. So I'm going to say X is my short sleeve, and each one was 13 bucks. And I'll just write short here so I know it's what it stands for. Then all long sleeve shirts cost $20 each, so I'll call that my Y. And I'll say long just so I know which one it is. Now I know that I sold 56 shirts in one day and made $903. So 56 sold for 903. So I now know all the facts from the question, so let's write my system of equations. So I had some X amount plus some Y amount, short and long, and when I add those together, I get 56. So that's the first one, it's the easy one. And now I can put in the cost of everything to write my second equation. So 13x plus 20y equals 903. And so from here I'm going to solve the system using whichever method I want, and I'm going to use elimination because I think it is easiest. And I'm going to eliminate x, so I'm going to multiply the entire top equation by negative 13. So when I distribute negative 13 over, I get negative 13x minus 13y equals negative 728. I haven't touched the second equation, so it just gets brought over. Equals 903. And now I'm going to add my system. X's cancel, y's give me 7y, and then the numbers at the end is going to give me 175. Now I can solve for y by dividing the 7 over, and when I do that, I'm going to get y equals 25. So I now know what y equals. Now I need to figure out what x is. So I can take this and plug it into my original one. I can use the second one, or I can use the first one. And I'm going to prefer to use the first because it's smaller and nicer numbers. So x plus 25 equals 56. Subtract the 25 over. X is going to give me 31. So now that I have my numbers, I can answer the question, how many of each kind of shirt were sold? So X is 31, and X is the short sleeve shirts. So I can say that 31 short sleeved shirts were sold. And Y is 25, and that is my long, so I can say that 25 long sleeved shirts were sold. And so here's my answer in context to the question, not just 25 and 31, but saying specifically what is being asked of me, how many kinds of each shirt. Next, the Smith family and the Brown family recently went to a baseball game. In the second inning, Mr. Smith bought 4 hot dogs and 3 soft drinks for $22.25, And in the 7th inning, Mr. Brown bought 5 hot dogs and 4 soft drinks for $28.50. How much did each hot dog and drink cost? So I don't really know much about the hot dog or the soft drink other than the amount. So I need to know what each one is. So I'm going to say that X is going to represent my hot dogs and Y is going to represent my drinks. So that's all I really know. So I need to write a system of equations. So the first one is going to be based off of this. 4 hot dogs and 3 drinks give me $22.25 in cost. So 4x plus 3y equals $22.25. And then the other one, 5 hot dogs and 4 drinks for $28.50. So 5x plus 4y equals $28.50. Now I need to solve this, and I'm definitely not going to use substitution. I'm going to use elimination. And so I'm going to get rid of y this time. So I'm going to multiply the top equation by -4. And I'm going to multiply the bottom equation by +3. And so now I'm going to end up getting -16x minus 12y equals -89. And then I'm going to get 15x plus 12y equals 85.50. Now I'm going to add so I can get rid of my y's, which will go away. And here I'm going to get -x equals, and then add these two together, -350. And I don't need my x to be negative, so I'll divide by -1. And I'm going to get 350 for x. Now this is what x equals. I got to figure what y is, so I can plug it back in to any one of the equations I have here, but I'd rather stick with the ones that are smaller, so I'm probably going to use the first one just because it's a little bit smaller. So 4 times 350 plus 3y equals 22.25. 4 times 350 is going to be 14, plus 3y equals 22.25. Subtract the 14 over. 3y is going to equal 8.25. And then divide by 3. Y is going to equal 275. So I know x, I know y. Now I can answer the question, how much did each hot dog and drink cost? Well, I can say that the hot dogs cost, and hot dogs are x, so it's 350, cost 350 each. And then drinks cost, and drinks are y, 275, $2.75 each.